Lady Alon thought that if somebody took 50 gold off of you, which again in today's money would be like $5,000, that they likely skipped town to lay low for a couple of days because they would expect you. One, if you have that much money, you could hire someone to try to catch them. Two, if you have that much money and the kinds of weapons you guys have, you try to track them down yourselves, and they didn't want to get into a sword fight with like a bunch of dudes.
All right.
She expected that they would go to the nearest, one of the near two cities and lay low for a couple of days, let things blow over, and then go back to their roguish ways.
Also, by going to Fellwood, we might meet with someone that is acquainted with Mr. John Hill and get more information there.
Maybe even people that willing to pay us to rescue him or whatever.
I think 100 gold is already enough. Tinin?
There's always more.
But I do not want to jump anyone in this town. It's too small.
So we rest and head out for Fellwood in the morning?
Yep.
Agreed.
All right then.
Yep. So you guys rest the night. The night goes by pretty quiet. Things die down around midnight below in the bar, and everybody sort of sets in for the night. Morning comes. If you guys stay and eat at the Bronze Tankard, it's another silver for a breakfast, and if you want to drink any ale, it's a silver apiece.
Yeah, Cecilia has breakfast.
Same. Now that I have some
breakfast.
You've broken your fast.
Yes. I have some silver, so might as well.
So yeah, you guys grub out on the various, meats and eggs that they prepared for this morning's meal. Get a little bit of a buzz from some decent ale. It's not terrible.
Do I really like the ale? I mean, because I might buy like a gold's worth to take with me.
It's not bad. It's it's like as far as ales are concerned, it's pretty good for such a small town. It's not what you'd find at like the nicest spots in Storm's End,
but then again,
it's
have
decent.
you gone to the nicest spots?
No, I'm from like nowhere, so no.
Yeah, so this ale is probably, you think it's like really good. You're impressed. You're like, wow,
yeah, okay.
This is some of the best ale I've
So
ever seen.
including breakfast, I buy a gold of ale as well.
Are you going to become a traveling ale salesman, Barak?
No, this is for me, and you can have some as well.
Thank you,
if you
Frank.
want.
So they
We'll
actually
drown in ale.
You give them a gold piece, and they actually give you like a little cask.
Oh.
Like a little barrel, a little one.
A full
Thank
barrel
you.
is 2 gold.
Oh shit!
A big barrel, full-sized one.
Is it really 2 gold for a full barrel?
A barrel is 2 gold. Then the drink inside is a whole other deal.
All right.
We can store bodies in it after it's empty.
No, I just buy the small casket and whatever.
Yeah, you've got a little cask that's about like a foot high.
You can put a halfling body.
I don't know what that is in metric, but it holds about 10 drinks.
Nice.
30 centimeters tall.
All right.
And so you guys make your way towards Fellwood then?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Roll 3 random encounter.
I want to roll 2.
Then roll 3.
Oh, fine.
might as well. Yay!
Yay!
So we don't encounter anything, or?
I mean, depend if you have anything planned already. We don't know.
Who wants to roll the last one? You said 3, didn't you?
Yeah, so I rolled 3.
I always see.
11 and 14, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so you guys leave Bronzegate, and the road once again turns into a muddy mess of bumps and ruts. The farmland that surrounds Bronzegate quickly turns to sparse forest, which in turn becomes a dense forest shaded by a thick canopy. The tree of the Kingswood, which is the forest that you're in, are ancient and massive. They twist up into the air for hundreds of feet before forming a thick, light-blocking canopy. The forest is constantly in low-light conditions during the day, and anyone without dark vision has trouble seeing beyond their immediate vicinity. The Fellwood itself is a city amongst the trees. The local children are actually a clan of wood elves who have built their city along the massive trees of the Kingswood. As you peer through the trees, you realize that you can see well beyond the city's limits. Fellwood is truly compact in its footprint, yet stretches high up into the trees, and this is what it looks like. And as you arrive, you see that the town's like fairly lazy, yet there's quite a few people, and a kid, like a young kid, sort of catches your eye as he definitely like notices you guys. Like it's almost like he was taking note who was coming in and out of the city, and immediately takes off, like just bolts it.
Is he an elf?
He appears to be a half elf.
Okay, I shout to him in Elvish. Don't be afraid, kid.
So he looks back as he like hears the shout, but then keeps on running and ends up running up one of the trees.
All right.
He's informing people that a bunch of humans have arrived.
Yes, I put down my languages, by the way. So I know Dwarvish, Giant, Elvish, and Druidic.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So is the lighting condition in the city itself better or not really?
No, not really. It's basically like being under moonlight all the time.
Well, I'm fine.
Yeah, if you're an elf or a half elf, it's actually perfect. It's like more comfortable lighting conditions than the sun. The sun's kind of bright.
Yeah, this is so good. I like it.
And so yeah, a few minutes go by, and then up comes riding a guy on a horse who is wearing the standard of Lord Garrow's house, the thunderbolts on a gold background. And he comes like riding like straight up to you guys, and with like a look of sort of like shock, and he says to you, "What in the hell took you so long? I've been waiting for this cart for days."
Business.
Danger.
Well, don't just stand there. Help me get it offloaded. I gotta get this cart over and get it reloaded and get out of here. I'm days behind schedule. And he starts like trying to offload the barrels.
Does he spook that I just appear and like nail one of them?
Oh, what the hell is this?
Hi, I'm hiding.
Who are you?
I'm helping with these guy transporting.
Help me with this barrel. It's heavy.
Oh, of course.
I wanna inside this guy, see if he's being straight.
Yeah, so this guy's wearing like full bronze chainmail that's been enameled gold with two black lightning bolts on it. He has a shield that is the same and a pretty nice long sword made out of bronze. If this guy is faking being a member of Lord Garrow's house, he's spent hundreds of gold to do so.
Okay. And I ask him, is Mr. John Hill in town?
I don't know. Not my business. And once the barrels and the sack is offloaded, he like hops onto his horse and like grabs the reins of the cart horses and begins like taking the cart and the two horses off.
Well, our cart.
Yeah, the cart that you guys have is now
not really
hang
making its
on.
way.
There's some ale. That's mine.
So you like run up and snatch the cask of ale off the back of the cart as it's like
And
slowly wheeling away.
Where's
and the
Bruce?
chest.
Yep. So yeah, you guys are now like carrying the chest yourself. Figure out who's gonna do that.
Not it.
And you've got a bunch of barrels and a sack, and you're just sort of like at the entrance to the town.
I look at the ale
So
and
he just took the cart.
Yep, he just straight up took the cart and the two horses, and he is like in a hurry, so he rushed to do it. It seems that he was expecting this cart and like needed it to send more goods back to Storm's End, and he was like expecting it days ago. Maybe he's the person that paid a kid to watch for you guys.
well, I look at my ale and I look at Manon like to and from, and I say, "This here is heavy. We should drink it.
It's a small barrel.
So we should drink it so that we don't have to carry this."
Please do. Chug all of it.
Yes.
Manon.
I dare you.
I think I'm down with this.
All right, so we
All
take
right.
turns scalping it.
Yeah, you guys finish off that cask. Both of you give me Constitution saving throws.
Nice.
So, Manon, you've been on ships for long periods of time where you can't necessarily bring water because they don't have a way to keep it clean. And so they instead bring ale, which is why you refer to ale as water, because it's your water when you're on a ship. Barrick, on the other hand, is what you would consider a bit of a lightweight. So while you're able to take down the ale, no problem, and, keep your bearings, Barrick is shit-faced.
Well,
Maybe
that's why he drinks.
Maybe you should have changed into a bear form before you drank that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Barrick, you basically have a disadvantage on all ability checks and actions for the time being.
Cool.
Well,
I think we need to
Alright,
talk.
then.
Oh god.
But you feel great.
Yeah.
I set down
Onward.
the chest next to the barrels and the little sack. And I say, well, if anyone would like to go with me, you're more than welcome to. But I would like to keep some people here guarding these things while I inquire about Mr. Hill.
I can go with you.
I'll wait with Barak.
Yeah.
I'll guard the treasures.
We
That sounds
stay.
lovely.
Thank you.
That's boring.
I'll teach you to
Count.
juggle.
All right.
You should count people or whatever.
Count people.
1, 2, 3, done.
5. I mean, yeah, 3.
And yeah, I start walking in.
Goodbye.
I
Yeah,
wave
so-
over my head.
if you recall, you got that note from John, where he basically told you to find the easternmost tree and go essentially to the very top of it, which, by the way, is like hundreds of feet up in the air.
Okay.
So you guys find the easternmost tree, which is like basically this huge tree right here in the center of the screen, and it stretches up just seemingly forever, and you very slowly spiral your way up the many staircases that connect the different buildings that go up the tree. And the more you climb, the more it sort of like sets in like how vertical these cities are. Like they have tiny little footprints, but they're massive because they just stretch on up and up forever. And then there's like, you know, once you get up into the canopy, they connect tree to tree, and the real city is almost like way up in the air, not down at ground floor level.
Mm-hmm.
You're stopped numerous times by different guards, elvish guards, wearing very fine like leathers and hides, and they ask to see basically like, you know, like what you're doing, and you show them the note, and with the seal they let you through.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, it's something that I want to ask. What is like roughly the ratio of elves to human?
So down at the ground floor level, you see a lot of half-elves and humans with the occasional elf, and then as you climb more and more, it becomes all elf.
Okay, so the humans are left in the gutters. Good.
I'm glad that pleases you.
In a way.
Racist.
Hey, they're racist too.
So eventually, you make your way to the second building from the top, which is actually connected on the opposite side from where you are to the building on the top. And it seems to be like a very nice looking residence with a like ornamentally carved front door.
I knock.
Yep, so you go and knock on the door, and there's no immediate answer. And after a few minutes, actually, from above you on the tree, a man comes very quickly. He's a wood elf, and he comes shuffling down. He goes, John, is that you?
No.
Who are you?
Phoebus.
And
you?
Tinnen.
I don't know if Phoebus or Tinnen. What are you doing here?
We've come seeking Mr. Hill. Is he not here?
No. What's your business with John Hill?
We have a delivery for him.
And we finish it, and now we are looking for him for the payment.
What sort of delivery? I don't see any goods with you.
Of course
They
not.
are downstairs. 3 barrels and a sack.
Oh, you're the ones.
Yes.
Wait here. He goes running back up the stairs and then comes back, and this time he's got people with him. He's got like 4 or 5. He's got like 5 wood elves who are in very fine studded leather armor, like ornate. They're armed with long swords and shields. He comes down. Where are the goods?
Down at ground level. We wouldn't want to risk those precious goods on a climb this steep.
Of course. Do any of you speak Sylvan?
I speak Elvish.
Probably him. I mean, Sylvan is another thing.
Sylvan is a particular language to the Wood Elves.
I just speak Elvish. I'm
I'm
not that.
You recognize a lot of like the same syllables, and sometimes even like a word, but it doesn't make any sense to you. And the guards like go rushing off downstairs, basically.
Well, for information, the goods are with 3 humans. One of them is very drunk. Be careful.
What goods? I thought we gave
the goods
them
we
to
have to deliver to John Hill.
You mean the ones we gave to that guy?
The 3 barrels and the sack with the dust.
The one the guy just took?
No, because he took off with the cart. Just
he
empty,
just took the cart,
didn't he?
okay.
Yeah, he emptied the cart.
Okay,
Yeah, so-
I was confused.
You guys see Phoebus and Tinnin, make their way to this big tree, and they eventually disappear from your sight up into it. They go so high. About 10 to 20 minutes later, a contingent of 5 wood elves in ornate studded leather with shields and long swords at their side come very, very quickly running down that thing, sort of like in a double time march in formation, and basically eventually spot you guys and come up to you and start going to grabbing the barrels.
And Phoebus and Tinnin are with them, or did they outrun them?
Do you follow Phoebus and Tinnin, or do you stay?
We are talking still, I presume.
Well,
They,
it's rude to just
yeah.
fuck it. I'll go with them. I'll go with the soldiers.
Okay, so
A bit more
Phoebus
exercise.
shows up with the soldiers.
These are the people we have to deliver these items to.
It seems so.
Then here they are.
Yep, so the soldiers all like pick up the barrels and then start carrying them back up the tree.
I do
Hang
not envy
on.
them.
Where's the money?
Yeah, they just take off and ignore you.
Excuse
follow
us.
In Elvish, I'd say, where's the fucking money?
Yeah, they're just doing their job and going up the tree.
I follow them up the tree.
While I'm
I
standing
come with
here,
it.
if nothing, like, if the wood elf that doesn't interact with me, I try to stand there and look bashfully. Like, I'm innocent and all that, and I'm not gonna rob him if I can.
I use
He-
Manon
he-
to help me walk.
He waits for the 5 soldiers to return with the barrels, says something to them in that language that sounded similar to Elvish, and then they carry the barrels up into the top building, not the building where John told you to deliver them.
Well,
Did you have any other
So-
business with Mr. Hill?
well,
The payment.
yes,
Payment?
Yes.
we are not doing it for free, of course.
John owes you money.
And where is Mr. Hill?
I was hoping you could shed some light on that. He was supposed to be here a fortnight ago, almost. Many days.
Hmm. Do you happen
There's
to...
been prophecy of dark passings. We thought the worst. That's why I'd hoped you were him.
Well, do you happen to know if humans clad in red leather have passed through this town?
Humans in red leather.
Yes, they call themselves the Bloodsworn. A bunch of
Yeah,
thieves.
I know who you speak of. We do get their kind coming through here occasionally. But I'm more worried about Mr. Hill.
Well, while we were adventuring and heading toward Felwood, we encounter presumably one of his guard in a cave. You don't need the detail, but basically, the last thing he said to us was that Mr. John Hill was kidnapped by the men in.
You should explain this all to the Korahostar. My name is Vildan. I'm steward to him. Please come with me. And he starts leading you guys up the stairs to the very highest building in this tree.
Okay.
Is there time to ask him about the prophecy that he just said?
In time, Tinan.
I mean, come on, the suspense.
If we were to help you find him, Would it mean anything to you?
Did you guys come with us?
Yeah, I count the
They
stairs of you.
follow.
Cecilia didn't, though.
Yeah, Cecilia is back with
That fucking
Harry.
chest of treasure is heavy. I'm not going anywhere up a tree with it. Not on my own.
And it's heavy, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm just staying down here. You guys are coming back down anyway.
Yes, you guys are led into a absolutely immaculately beautiful. Everything is like hand carved mansion, I guess would be the best way to describe it, but it's like the mansion in the wood elf sense, so it's all like very organic looking. You go through like a main area that leads to a slightly smaller room, and at one end there is a gentleman sitting on, I guess you could call it a throne, but it's more just like a nice chair that's in front of a large table that has a bunch of other seats, and he's in the contacts.
Well, hello, handsome.
Wow.
So yeah, he appears a young man, handsome and fair of skin. He carries a sad smile and seems to be in a constant state of cautious consideration. Adorned in the finest of robes, he carries no weapons. A simple wooden wreath adorns his head with a dark gray stone in its center. When he speaks, his voice is flowing and soft, yet somehow filled with regret. Nonetheless, those around him seem lifted by his presence, and any room would brighten upon his entrance.
I kind of adjust my armor a little bit more.
Trying to throw some cleavage.
I
Dear
didn't
Lord.
get that.
Trying to show some cleavage or what? Some camel
No.
toe?
No. Just look more presentable.
Oh, okay.
I don't try any such thing.
You are
You're
not
drunk.
there.
So the guy who ushered you into this room, by the way, there's probably like a dozen of those wood elf guards in here with him, sort of like stationed, they're spaced out throughout the room, and you passed a whole bunch in the main hall that you walked through. The guy who ushered you in here sort of steps up and addresses him as Costa Hostar, and then says something, or Cora Hostar, and then says something in a language that none of you guys understand because you don't speak Sylvan. He says something back in Sylvan, and then eventually turns to you guys and says, "So you were the ones who John hired?"
Yes.
That's us.
What can you tell me about what's happened? Why isn't John here?
Like I told your associate, Sir Costar, we found one of his guard near.
In an
presumably
old
gonna-
cave.
Yes, a long story. So we found him, and then what he said was that John was kidnapped by men in red cloak or leather, and we think they are called Bloodsworn, and they
I'm
might.
familiar with them.
Yeah. So yeah.
He sort of sighs deeply. As my wizard had informed me that John had fallen under very bad circumstance. When he didn't show, our wizard intended to divine his whereabouts. And he came back with a grim message, though he couldn't say precisely where he was. He could get an impression of the area, and it was not reassuring. Now that you say that the Bloodsworn has taken him, I fear the worst.
And what is the information your wizard has divined?
Well, putting it together with what you've just told me, I think I can safely say that they've taken him to a tower in the Dornish Mountains.
A tower? Why? Is he some important guy?
Because apparently that's where their headquarters are, Tinnen.
Yeah.
What do you know about John Hill?
Not much.
That's a really big nose.
Besides the obvious facial feature that
Well,
he has.
he gets his
Iris?
big nose from his father. His father is John Casterly. Does that name ring a bell?
Do
No.
I need to roll anything to know?
Yeah. Does it ring a
Intelligence?
bell?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, that's a save.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, you guys have all heard of Casterly Rock, which is the famously large gold mine to the west that is owned by the Casterly family, that are probably the richest family in Westeros.
So that's where he gets his money from.
His father deigned to give a bastard his own name, so you can only imagine how fond he is. If John Hill were to be killed, it would be very bad.
I imagine so. And maybe it's because of that name that he was kidnapped.
It's very possible. Unfortunately, that tower I believe they've taken him to is well outside of the forest territory. As you may or may not be aware, we have a bit of a treatise with the humans, and my guards can't go far outside of the forest.
Yeah, I twitch a little when he says that. Well, but we can.
Would you be willing to seek John out?
Well,
I mean,
he does owe us money. And
yeah.
again, being such an important person and denying those vermin the pleasure of getting a fat bounty out of him is more than enough payment, in my opinion.
We don't trade for coin very often, our people.
I know
But
that.
we do have things we can give you. If you could return John here safely, I would be willing to give each of you 2 potions.
One extra thing, we have 2 extra members. Just so you know.
How many of you are there in total?
5.
So 10 potions.
All right. That sounds great, right, Phoebus?
Potions are rare, and, well, wood elves, we are known for our alchemy in certain villages. It seems that this is one of those.
I mean, if there's nothing else, I think we should talk with the remaining party member and then see if we just head out there immediately or not and all that.
If you need to rest, there is a guest house just below this building on the tree. Feel free to use it. Vildan will give you entry.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
One other question. Where could we find transportation? Horses and the like?
There should be stables that have horses for sale, perhaps rent.
Good to know.
If there's nothing else, though, unfortunately, my duties here are many.
Yes, let's head out. Thank you, Sir Co-Star. Co-Star, I mean, sorry. Yes.
And the Vildan actually corrects you and says Korra Hostar.
Yes. I know he's important.
And while you're actually talking to Vildan, the Korra Hostar, he actually gets up and like leaves, like he has some place to be.
Yep.
Let's
And I
head back
relax
to
my posture a little bit more.
Yeah, and Vildan says to you, "This way, please," and leads you down to the building that you originally were trying to make the delivery at.
Okay.
It's a very fine villa. If you guys want to rest in it, it's available.
What's his name again?
Vildan?
Vildan.
Vildan.
Okay.
Okay. Wood Elf Butler.
I'm a steward, thank you.
That's my personal notes, GM.
Can we exchange some of this copper and silver for gold so it won't be so much of a heavy carry?
Yeah, you'll lose 10% in the exchange.
It's better than carry the heavy shit.
I
Please.
don't want to do that.
It's just 10%.
Well, then you can carry it, Phoebus.
Because we are going to need the silver or gold to
How
rent.
much is before Vildan leaves us, I ask him, Vildan, what is the story of the humans down below? Have they always been there?
Well, since we've made peace with the humans, we make trade. It is beneficial to have them in the city. We think of them as ambassadors, just as I'm sure there are elves and halflings and gnomes in the human cities.
Yes. But I haven't seen so many elves in a human settlement as I've seen humans in here. Well, thank you.
Good day. And he heads back up the stairs into the higher part of the tree.
What time is it, roughly?
So you guys rolled into town early on the third day, like probably around midday. And then you've been doing this for an hour or two, so it's like early afternoon.
Okay.
If you want to rest here while I'm trotting back and get the others to this location to rest a bit, and then we can talk to whoever in charge of renting a horse or a cart.
Maybe we can buy a horse or a cart with the copper and silver so we wouldn't miss out on the exchange rate.
True.
So this city is also much larger than Bronze Gate, so you can find most things here. Not everything, but most things in the PHB will be here, right? You can't buy like an elephant, but you can find horses and dogs and stuff.
What about a mastiff?
Yeah, you can find mastiffs here.
I'm too poor.
Yeah, we don't have the money for a mastiff and a horse, I believe.
I mean, yeah.
Once we rescue John Hill, we might.
Hopefully. But then again, 100 gold, that's it.
When we rescue John Hill, we're being paid in potions.
Well, I mean...
By
coast, yeah.
But John Hill himself owes us 100 gold each.
That was the deal we made. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, he's a bastard and
We shall say.
he might go back on his word.
We need to save him either way.
Do you guys know the story of the Lannisters?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Land the Clever tricked the Casterlies and got their rock from them, basically.
Yep.
Come
Is
again?
there a general store somewhere that I could find and get some more rations and stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's many of them.
Great. We traveled here for 3 days, right?
Yep.
Hariel, in the TV show Game of Thrones, the Lannisters are like the wealthiest family, and their
that I
wealth
know,
comes from Casterly Rock, which is where they mined all their gold from. Lan the Clever tricked the Casterlies a very long time ago and basically got that from them. This predates when that happened, so the Casterlies are still the wealthiest people around.
Okay. So I guess we get everyone up to the villa.
It's very nice. It has many rooms, each with a very fine bed, made of the, hand-carved fine wood and silk sheets.
I guess we feel, what was it? Cecilia in on what happened, what we plan to do, and then I guess should we find the guy that deal with the horse now, guys?
Yes.
Well, I would like to. No, never mind. Yes, let's go find the horse.
Yes.
God, are you sober? I doubt you are sober at the moment. Right?
Sober.
Very,
No.
because drinking.
Out for several hours.
Not over.
I think it's best if Barrick just rests.
I want a fucking horse. I'm coming with you.
You can talk to it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Just
Find out which is the best horse.
spend a day with your Bruce. He needs some attention.
I talk to him all the time.
Great.
He's right here. And I open a pocket. Close to my heart.
Why do we fall down, Master Bruce?
Let's go find the horse.
Fine. Great.
Oh, I thought you said whores.
That's what I thought.
Well, if the two of you want to go that way, feel free to. I am going to spend.
You can ride both of them.
Money.
There will just probably be children of the forest, and that would feel weird. Let's go find a horse.
I'm sure there are human whore in this place somewhere. Just
By the
deep
amount
down.
of half elves on the lower quarters. Probably
deep down,
a lot
yes.
of elves are whoring themselves out.
Ugh.
And I say that with poison. Just ugh.
So you find a number of stables in the lower quarters.
Yeah. Just how much for a horse? Is it the standard price in the
Standard
PBH?
price.
Is it? I don't know what is it. The draft? Does that mean? Horse draft.
A draft horse would be like a Clydesdale that's used for like pulling massive like wagons and shit. A riding horse would be like a more normal sized horse that you would ride on.
Okay.
Okay, so with this we have 25.
I think we are going to rent a horse and a carriage or whatever.
Well, it depends on the price on how much a red garnet is worth.
Should we go somewhere to find out first then?
How much is a cart? Because I have 36 gold pieces, and
15.
we're relatively close to being able to buy a draft horse.
15 gold for a cart and 50 for a draft horse. And I would like to buy them up front and just keep them and use as a means of transportation.
Right,
For all
but
of us.
okay, that's a total of 65.
I have
by
only
5
one goal.
Is like 13 gold per person.
Divided
We've
by
got this.
4.
Oh, we've got this chest though. We've got this chest full of copper and silver we can like put towards it.
The
That's like
chest in coins has 34 gold worth.
Okay.
Let's use all of that. Let's just use all of the change.
Okay, so
The-
34. The remaining, is like 31 for us to split.
Let's split that by 4 for the moment.
31 divided by 4.
I don't have money, by the way.
We
By
both
3.
don't.
31 divided by 3.
10.2.
10 point.
yeah.
Yeah. something.
333 recurring. I will pay 10 gold towards this for now.
So will I.
Me too. If I get to choose the horse.
Yes.
Sure, you speak with animals, that would be best. So that would make 64 gold.
Didn't say he had 1 gold.
I have 1 goal, and then Phoebus, do you think you can buy a lot of feed for the horse?
How much is feed?
5 copper per day.
Well, they eat grass
yes, I
though.
can.
Yeah, I spent my puny goal.
We
And
don't
now I'm
need to
poor
really
again.
feed it while we are like
I'll buy an 8 for grass.
grasslands.
Well, we'll just buy some feed just to be sure.
Just in
I guess,
case.
So yeah, we spend all the money in the chest, except for the garnet.
All right, and yeah, you get your horses.
Yeah.
A horse.
Well, your
As,
horse.
As
yeah.
a ritual, I speak with animals, and I say,
On the
"All
way here,
right, who of you is the strongest and the fastest?"
So
To the
yeah,
horses.
you hear like 3 horses simultaneously say, "That's me." No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Well, prove it.
I mean, the horses all like start bucking and getting excited.
Which horse has
Alright.
the largest wang?
Who
Oh,
looks the most
please.
excited?
No.
Make an animal handling to see if you can determine that.
At disadvantage, I guess.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah,
I'm
because you're
drunk.
drunk.
He's drunk.
Yeah.
Aaron, on
But
the
no, you get advantage because you can speak, so it's just a flat.
All right.
The fuck is it?
Aaron, on one of the days when we're traveling here, I would have liked to use my preparing a spell thing to prepare like detect evil or detect good and use it over the ruby garnet thing, just in case.
Okay, yeah, you don't detect the presence of anything that spell picks up. It just
Okay.
just seems like a normal ruby to you.
And on the next day, because we've travelled 2 days, I'd like to do detect magic and try that on it.
Okay, yeah, you don't detect any magical auras.
Okay.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
No.
Okay, just wondering. But yeah, you don't detect any magical auras.
Okay.
So 19. Do I get the best horse?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you seem to determine a very healthy, young, powerful horse.
You there?
What's his
What's
name?
your name?
Yeah, so his name is like a series of like snorts and neighs.
Yeah, but I can translate that into human talk.
Yeah,
right?
but
Stevie.
He calls himself Marefucker.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have any meaning in the human languages.
Give him a
Alright.
name so I can edit
You're-
the party treasure.
Dobby.
You can name him whatever you want.
You're
Thrust.
Thrust.
Thrust hoarsely.
How about just pull
Yeah,
out?
Thrust Horsley. Yeah, that's your name.
So what's his name?
Thrust.
Thrust hoarsely, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I hope this horse dies.
This is what happens when you leave the naming to the humans.
He is the only one that talk to animal. We don't deal with animal.
I for this horse's own good, I hope he dies.
I hope not, just because I don't want us to spend more gold on this shit. But,
It will be
Yeah, we have to
worth
protect
it.
this. We have to protect this horse. It's a member of the party now.
I
yeah.
am willing to sacrifice this horse for his own sake.
Why? Just because of the name?
Yeah.
Get off yourself.
Anyway, let's rest for the night and then head out. We do know where we are going, right?
Where's the nearest bar?
Is
In.
You need to drink more.
let him be.
Let's have some fun.
That sounds bad. I guess I lead you to one of the bar. I don't know. Do I need to make a check to find a bar for him that's like very
You check to
cheap?
find a bar. You find plenty of bars on the lower level that will serve you.
I try to find a second to like the worst of the bar, second to worst, and then yeah, there's that.
You just want
Yeah.
me to get into a bar fight or something.
I don't know what you're
Maybe.
gonna do.
Yeah, so you go in there. There's maybe like one other person in there drinking. Bartender, ugly-looking human, well overweight.
Hello.
I'm going to leave you to it, and then I head back to the villa.
Well, I'm drinking alone.
Of course. I
That's
mean, I don't think you
What
want to
could
drink
I
with
get you
me.
there, friend?
Ale. The best you have.
Oh, all right then. That'll be 4 copper.
Wow.
Okay.
So yeah, this ale has like a metallic flavor to it, and it's very sour and bitter. It's not very good. It smells a little bit funky too.
Great. Well, that was shit. Sorry, but it is.
Can I get you another one?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And he gives you 4 more copper.
All right.
So how many beers or ales do you end up drinking?
3.
Could I? Are we
Make
going
it.
to sleep here before we leave tonight?
Yes.
I would like to use Purify Food spell on his drink.
Oh, you're coming with me?
Yeah, I thought I may as well come.
Alright.
We've been drinking buddies so far.
Yeah.
All right. That does seem to help a little bit, but there's only so much you can do. Like it's bad beer is bad beer.
Yeah, it actually gets better once you had one or two.
Yeah, actually, yeah. The third beer tastes a lot better than the first.
Mm.
But make another Constitution save.
Great.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage, oh shit.
You already had disadvantage,
Oh.
so I don't know.
I mean, you're already drunk.
Yeah, you got a disadvantage from already being shitty. Yeah, so as you're leaving, you feel it come up, and you throw up just a little bit, like right after you leave the bar.
Tell me it was shit.
But you feel a lot better after you puke a little bit. In fact, almost like you could drink some more.
But one for the road. One more.
God, I'm just seeing him going out, puke, and then just like going one more and just head back in. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah, so the bartender laughs because he saw you puking outside and then come back in, gives you another ale on the house, doesn't even charge you.
Oh shit! Nice.
Yeah, you drink it up and then hit the road thoroughly hammered.
Is there a ale drinking competition going on in this bar?
It's like me and one
it's
other
a
guy.
One-man drinking competition.
So
I'm trying to start like a competition with him or something.
I asked the barman while we're still drinking with Barak if I could get one for a handful of bear and dog teeth chips. Is he pretty interested?
Roll salesman.
No. He doesn't want your teeth chips.
What if he rolls persuasion?
You should really reconsider that option.
Look at that roll.
so close to nat 20. If only.
You sure you don't want this handful of bear teeth chips?
What in the hell am I gonna do with some teeth chips?
The bear was gigantic.
Well, good for the bear.